It was just another Monday morning, but to 16-year-old Hannah Kim, it felt like the first real day of the rest of her life. She adjusted the tiny golden chain around her neck, fingertips trembling slightly. Hanging delicately from the chain was a pale blue crystal heart, worn smooth over the years. It wasn't worth much in money, but to Hannah, it was priceless. It had once belonged to her mother, who passed away when Hannah was just 10 years old. Her mom used to call it her calm stone. She'd rub it between her fingers when she was scared or sad. The day before she died, she pressed it into Hannah's hand and whispered, "Whenever you're lost, this will bring you back to me." 6 years later, Hannah never took it off. The halls of East Ridge High buzzed with the same chaotic energy they always did. But today, Hannah was determined to hold her head a little higher. After months of therapy, grief journals, and early morning martial arts training with her uncle, Hannah finally felt strong. Or at least, she thought she did. That illusion shattered the moment she turned the corner and saw them. The Queens of Cruel, as some kids called them. Madison, Brielle, and Lacey, East Ridge's most vicious trio. Rich, ruthless, and worst of all, bored. Hannah had done everything to stay under their radar, kept her head down, ate lunch alone, never spoke unless spoken to. But it hadn't worked. Something about her quiet strength, her mixed Korean-American heritage, her thrift store wardrobe, it just made her a target. "Hey, Crystal Girl," Madison sneered as she stepped into Hannah's path. "Still wearing that cheap glass rock like it's Cartier?" Brielle and Lacey laughed like trained hyenas. Hannah stiffened but said nothing, gripping the strap of her backpack tighter. "She thinks she's mysterious," Brielle said, twirling her gum. "Like some anime ninja with a sob story." "Must be hard being poor and invisible," Lacey added, reaching out to tug at Hannah's necklace. "Maybe we'll help you ditch the deadweight." "Don't touch it." Hannah's voice cracked, louder than she meant. A few students glanced over, but quickly looked away. No one ever got involved. Madison's smile twisted. "What's the big deal?" she cooed, feigning innocence. "It's not like it's actually valuable." And in one swift motion, she yanked it. The chain snapped. The crystal heart hit the floor with a sharp clink, then skittered across the tile. Time slowed. Hannah dropped to her knees, scrambling to reach it, but Lacey stepped forward and brought her boot down, crunch. Hannah stared at the shattered pieces like they were fragments of her own soul. Her mother's last gift. Gone. Her breath caught. Her hands trembled. Her vision blurred with hot, silent tears. Madison leaned in. "Oops." Something inside Hannah snapped. She rose slowly, her voice deathly calm. "You shouldn't have done that." Brielle rolled her eyes. "Oh, what now? Gonna do a sad poem about it?" No. Hannah stepped back, removed her backpack, and handed it gently to a stunned freshman girl nearby. "I'm going to give you a chance. Walk away." Madison scoffed. "Or what? You'll cry harder?" Hannah didn't answer. Instead, she shifted her feet into a steady stance. And the air changed. Not many people knew about Hannah's training. After her mom died, she'd fallen into depression. Her father, struggling with his own grief, had shipped her off to spend summers with her Uncle Gene, a former martial arts champion. At first, she resisted. But over time, the rhythm of the dojo, the discipline, the quiet strength it taught, it saved her. By 16, she was a second-degree black belt. But she never used it. Never needed to. Until now. Madison took a swing first, clumsy and fueled by arrogance. Hannah ducked, grabbed her wrist, and pivoted, sending the taller girl sprawling to the floor. Gasps erupted around them. Brielle charged next, trying to tackle her. Hannah sidestepped, swept her leg, and Brielle hit the ground with a thud, winded in groaning. Lacey hesitated. "What the?" "Don't," Hannah said simply, eyes locked onto her. Lacey lunged anyway. Hannah caught her mid-swing, twisted her arm gently but firmly behind her back, and guided her down without causing damage. "I warned you." 3 girls. All down. not seriously hurt but shaken. And humiliated. Phones were out now. Recording. Uploading. The crowd was buzzing with disbelief. Hannah's calm, surgical precision, it was like something out of a movie. Someone whispered, "She's a black belt?" Another said, "Yo, that was for her mom." A teacher finally arrived and pushed through the crowd. "What is going on here?" But the damage and the message was already done. The school couldn't ignore the incident. The footage went viral within hours. #CrystalHeartWarrior trended on TikTok. Students began reaching out to Hannah, some to apologize for never stepping in, others to share their own stories of bullying. The administration interviewed everyone involved. Madison's father tried to press charges until the footage showed Hannah had only used enough force to protect herself. No more. No less. Instead, the school suspended the 3 girls for harassment and vandalism. Hannah was given in-school counseling, and her side of the story finally got heard. But what mattered most to Hannah wasn't the attention or the justice. It was what came next. Her uncle helped her create a new necklace from the broken pieces of the original heart set in a silver ring that she now wore around her finger. Sometimes, Uncle Gene said, when something breaks, you don't throw it away. You rebuild it stronger. Like you. Hannah took his words to heart. With her father's blessing, she started a self-defense class after school open to everyone, free of charge. At first, only a handful of students came. But after a few weeks, the gym was packed. Girls. Boys. Quiet kids. Bullied kids. Even a few former bullies, awkward but genuine in their efforts to learn. One day, months later, Madison walked into the class. Hannah looked at her carefully. Madison looked different. Smaller. Not physically, but inside. "I'm not here to fight," she said quietly. "I'm here because I think I need to learn." Hannah nodded. "Then let's begin." In the end, this wasn't a story about violence or revenge. It was about grief. About quiet strength. About rebuilding after something precious is broken. Hannah didn't become powerful the moment she knocked her bullies down. She became powerful the moment she stood up. And somewhere, watching from the place where hearts never shatter, her mother was smiling.